Good evening on the world news tonight. First, the headlines. Tinubu pledges adequate security for Nigerians amid unending insecurity. FG increases Unity School's fee to 100,000 naira. Bauchi sacks 6 traditional rulers for partisan politics, financial misconduct. NAF to receive 51 helicopters, aircrafts, orders. They were responsible for killing 10 Kaduna children. And on sports, FIFA makes U-turn to pay Super Falcons through NFF. I am Morire Rabila Lawal. Now the news shortly. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has reassured Nigerians that his administration will focus on providing adequate security for all citizens in every part of the country. Information report that the president made the reassurance while speaking at the graduation of Course 45 of the Armed Forces Command and Staff College, Jaji, Kaduna State. He pledged to deploy the entire machinery of state power to ensure adequate security of lives and properties of Nigerians. The president also pledged more support for the military, commending them for their role in protecting the territorial integrity of the nation. 291 participants graduated from the course and were conferred with the Past Staff Course PSC honor. Moving on to the next story. The federal government, through the Ministry of Education, has increased the school fees of new students into federal government college, otherwise known as Federal Unity Colleges, to 100,000 naira. This was contained in a directive from the Office of the Director of Senior Secondary Education Department of the Ministry of Education, reference number ADF/120/DSSE/1, dated 25th May 2023, and addressed to all principals of Federal Unity Colleges. According to the circular entitled Approved Fees/Charges for the Federal Unity Colleges First Term for New Students, signed by the Director of Senior Secondary Education, Ajia Binta Abdul Kadri, new students are expected to pass with 100,000 naira instead of the previous 45,000 naira. The latest fees charge increment will affect virtually all aspects and activities of the school, including tuition and boarding fees, uniform, textbooks, deposits, exercise books, prospectus, caution fee, ID card, stationery, clubs and societies, sports, extra lesson, insurance, et al. Please be informed that the ministry has approved only the underlisted fees and charges for all Unity colleges, the memo reads. Moving on to the next story. Bauchi State Government, through the Local Government Service Commission, has approved the dismissal of 6 traditional rulers for involvement in partisan politics and other misconducts. The affected monarchs are from Bauchi and Katangum Emirate Councils. The dismissal is contained in a statement signed by the Acting Permanent Secretary Nasiru Ibrahim in the Local Government Service Commission on behalf of the Chairman of the Commission and made available to newsmen in Bauchi. Those affected, according to the statement, include Al-Aji Aminu Muhammad Malami, District Head of Udobo, Al-Aji Bashir Kabir Umar, District Head of Azari, Umar, Village Head of Gadia, and Umar Bani, Village Head of Masawa in all Katungun Emirate Council. While those dismissed from Bauchi Emirate Council are Bello Suleiman, Village Head of Beni, and Al-Aji Yusuf Aliyu Badara, Village Head of Badara. The statement therefore directed the affected traditional rulers to hand over their secretaries, everything, and the Emirate Councils to appoint overseeing officers pending the appointment of substantive officers by the Commission. The Chief of Air Staff, Air Vice Marshal Hassan Abubakar, has disclosed that the Nigerian Air Force now is expecting 51 additional platforms to boost counterinsurgency and counter-terrorism operations in the country. The CAS stated these while addressing officers and men during his maiden operational tour of NAV units in Makurdi, Benue State, according to a statement on Friday by the NAV Director of Public Relations and Information, Air Commodore Edward Gapquets. He noted that the acquisition of additional platforms would bolster training, air power employment, and projection. According to the CAS, the platforms are expected to include 2 Augusta 109 Checker multi-role helicopters, 2 Beechcraft King Air 360, 3 Diamond DA-62 surveillance aircraft, and 6 T-129 attack helicopters. On and other pending acquisitions include 2 CASA 295 medium airlift surveillance aircraft, 12 AH-10 attack helicopters, and 24M346 attack aircraft. He added that all the accusations demonstrate the federal government's commitment to equipping the NAV for the safe conduct of training and agile air power employment to meet the nation's security challenges. To Kaduna State. The Kaduna State Ministry of Health has linked the death of 10 children in some communities in Kafanchan, Jima local government area of the state to an outbreak of diarrhea disease. The state governor, Ubasani, in a statement by his chief press secretary, Mohammed Shehu, said following the death of the children due to a strange disease, he directed the emergency health team to immediately investigate the matter. He noted that a confirmation came after several reports were made about residents in Taka Ward, Kafanchan A and Kafanchan B wards exhibiting symptoms listed as difficulty in breathing, eye fever, cough, general body weakness, sore throat, and neck swelling. A preliminary report from the ministry revealed that the outbreak of diarrhea disease in Kafanchan had its first recorded case at the beginning of July 2023, the statement said. The governor, while commending the health officials for their prompt response to the health emergency, urged them to continue to carry out their tasks diligently to ensure that the disease was contained and subsequently eradicated. You are watching the news from BGI TV Current. Next. Government offices in Anambra were spending 137 million naira each month to clean public offices until recently, when the current government took immediate steps to drastically reduce the cost of cleaning. Governor Charles Soludo revealed the huge amount of money that went into the cleaning. We need to be sensitive and move with the times. We need to live within the average of the power people we are governing and knock off the waste and irrelevances, said Mr. Soludo. The Anambra governor disclosed these while briefing State House correspondents at the end of the National Economic Council meeting, chaired by Vice President Kashim Shettima on Thursday at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. He said when he assumed office, it was costing about 137 million naira every month to clean up public offices, other among things. Regarding the hardship brought about by the removal of the subsidy and the attendant pump price hike, the Anambra governor said the council considered the possibility of negotiating a new minimum wage through the appropriate structures. And to the next story. The Federal High Court in Abuja has ordered the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation, AGF, to take over the prosecution of former Aviation Minister, Senator Stella Odua, ex-aide Gloria Odita, and 7 others charged with laundering about 50 billion naira. Justice Ian Eko issued the order on Friday after Odua and other defendants were arraigned, and they pleaded not guilty to the 25-count charge brought against them by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. Justice Eko granted bail to the defendants on the same conditions attached to the administrative bail earlier granted by the EFCC. Charged with Odua and Odita in the 25-count charge marked FHC/ABJ/CR/316-2020 are also Emmanuel Unamdi, Chukuma Irene Chinyere, Global Offshore and Marine Limited, Tip Top Global Resources Limited, Crystal Television Limited, Sobora International Limited, and China Civil Engineering Construction Corporation, Nigeria Limited. Moving on to Lagos. 8 suspects transporting suspected stolen petroleum products in Ajah Beach in Lagos State have been arrested by the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps (NSCDC). Spokesperson of the Lagos Command, Bolunrin Oluwaseun, who disclosed this in a statement on Thursday, July 20, 2023, said the suspects were apprehended during a routine patrol of the anti-vandal unit of the agency. According to the suspects and him, the suspect disclosed that the product was suspected to be an adulterated diesel. And to foreign story. Kenya police clashed with stone-throwing demonstrators in a Nairobi slum on Friday after, for a third consecutive day, firing tear gas and rubber bullets amid mounting calls for dialogue between the government and the opposition. Veteran opposition leader Raila Odinga called for 3 days of demonstrations this week, but appetite for the protests had largely wanted and warmed by Thursday in most of the country, with schools and shops reopening. In Nairobi's Kibera slum, an opposition stronghold, running battles erupted Friday between police and protesters, carrying rocks and crude weapons, while some demonstrators also set fire to tires and used them as barricades. Information from AFP journalists credited. Lastly, on sports. FIFA has confirmed that players competing in the ongoing Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand will be paid at least $30,000 through their respective football federations. It will be remembered that it was widely reported last month that for the first time, players would earn individual fees directly from the global governing body, which had the backing and support of the players' union, FIFA Pro. However, there was a twist yesterday when FIFA President Gianni Infantino announced during a press conference in Australia, a co-host of the tournament, that the 736 players competing in the 2023 World Cups in Australia and New Zealand will be paid by their respective federations. It should also be noted that in a speech to the FIFA Congress in March, Infantino stated that the total prize money for the 2023 Women's World Cup is a record-breaking $150 million, with $42 million of that allocated as preparation money for clubs whose players will compete in the tournament. The remaining funds were to be divided among the players as prize money. With our sports story, we've come to the end of today's world news from BGI TV Currents. Before we go, some headlines. Tinubu pledges adequate security for Nigerians amid unending insecurity. FG increases Unity School's fees to 100,000 naira. Bauchi sacks 6 traditional rulers for partisan politics, financial misconducts. NAF to receive 51 helicopters, aircraft orders. We brought to you, Anambra government spent 137 million naira monthly to clean offices. And on sports, FIFA makes U-turn to pay Super Falcons through NFF. For more updates of our broadcast on YouTube, our handle is BGI TV Current. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. Select option all to access all of our broadcasts. On Facebook, Bagide Imo with Alawiye Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. Thank you for watching. I am Morire Rebila Lawal. Good evening.